Good boy, Ranger. Just like always. They said losing my sight would be the end of my independence. The doctors, the counselors, they tried to soften the blow, but it hit like a freight train. It wasn't just my sight they thought I lost. They thought I'd lose my purpose, my strength. They were wrong. I feel it too, buddy. No threat here. Let's keep moving. He wasn't just a guide dog. He was a soldier too, once. A hero in his own right. He saved lives, and now, he saves mine every day. Easy, boy. Well, what do we have here? A soldier without a fight. And her dog, the tough guy's shadow. Is there something I can help you with? Help? Look at you. You're the one who needs help. What's it like, walking blind through the world? Better than walking blind to the hate in it. She's got jokes. Not here to laugh. You hear their words, and you feel their stares. It's not new, but it doesn't get easier. Stay close. What's the mutt gonna do? Bite me? He's seen more battles than you ever will. Big words for someone who can't see where she's going. I don't need sight to see who you are. Breathe, Emma. You've faced worse than this. One step at a time. It's funny how fear doesn't change. Whether it's the echo of gunfire in the desert or the sound of hostile voices too close behind, it all feels the same. I've been here before. I've felt this weight pressing on my chest. I've stood my ground. Let's keep moving, Ranger. Hey, don't rush off. We're just getting to know you. Yeah, what's the hurry? Scared of the dark? You're wasting your time. Time's all we've got, sweetheart. Thought you'd entertain us a little. I'm not your entertainment. You hear that, boys? She thinks she's too good for us. Must be that soldier pride. Or is it the dog that makes you feel so special? The anger rises, sharp and hot. It would be so easy to let it spill over. To yell. To lash out. But that's what they want, a reaction to fuel their fire. Steady, boy. We've got this. Look at the dog. He's watching us. Oh, please. He's just a mutt. He's a hero. A hero? What, did he save a cat from a tree? He saved soldiers from stepping on landmines. He saved lives. More than you ever will. Their laughter falters, just for a moment. It's a small victory, but I take it. Well, that's touching. But here's the thing, you're not in a war zone anymore. This is our turf. Prejudice doesn't care where you are. It looks the same everywhere. And so does cowardice. I feel Ranger's body shift beside me, his movements subtle but deliberate. His tail stiffens, and his weight leans into me, a silent warning. I see it, boy. What, the dog whispering secrets now? He's smarter than you. Careful, Derek. The mutt might bite. Maybe I should teach him a lesson. Don't. The air feels heavier, charged with tension. My heartbeat pounds in my ears, but I stand my ground. You think this makes you strong? Picking on someone because they're different? It's not about strength. It's about knowing your place. And what place is that? Below you. Beneath your ignorance. Exactly. Then you're wrong. I don't bow to hate. I grip Ranger's harness tighter, feeling his steady presence. He's ready. So am I. That mutt's got a lot of nerve staring me down. Maybe it needs a little lesson in respect. You touch him, and you'll regret it. Big words for someone who can't even see what's coming. I see more than you think, Derek. People like you, you're loud because you're scared. Scared of what you don't understand. Come on, Derek. She's just bluffing. Bluffing. Do you know what this dog has done? What he's capable of? Oh, I'm dying to hear this. Enlighten us. Ranger isn't just a guide dog. He's a veteran. He's saved lives, pulled soldiers out of danger, and done more good in his years of service than you could do in a lifetime. So what? That was then. Now he's just a blind lady's crutch. No, he's a survivor. Just like me. You think you're strong because you have numbers and a loud mouth? Strength isn't about tearing people down, it's about standing up when everything around you says you can't. I've faced men with real power, Derek. Men who could take your life in an instant. And you know what I learned? The ones who scream the loudest, who try the hardest to scare you, they're the weakest of them all. You don't know anything about me. I know enough. I know that your hate isn't about me. It's about what you see when you look in the mirror. Steady, boy. Hey, leave her alone. Stay out of this. Why? Because you're afraid someone might finally see you for who you are? She's right. We've had enough of this. You all think you're so much better, don't you? It's not about being better. It's about being human. Something you might want to try for once. Maybe we should just go, man. This isn't over. Yes, it is. That was incredible. You didn't even flinch. Flinching never changes anything. You're a hero. No. I'm just someone who refuses to give up. Come on, boy. Let's go home. The air was thick with anticipation as the aftermath of the incident rippled through the community. The video of the confrontation, captured by a bystander, had gone viral. As it spread across social media, the faces of Emma and the assailant were immortalized in a tense moment of confrontation. Yet, the world saw more than just an argument. They saw a woman standing her ground, unyielding in the face of prejudice. Emma had returned to the park the following day, not for closure, but because she felt a deep sense of duty. The harsh words from the man still echoed in her ears, but there was something else that kept her walking, one step after another. She had witnessed hate, but now she was part of something bigger, something hopeful. It wasn't just about her anymore. It was about the community. People were gathering in the park, quietly approaching her as she sat on the same bench. She could feel the weight of their eyes upon her, but it was different this time. There was no judgment. No contempt. Instead, she felt their respect. A woman approached her cautiously. She was in her late 30s, her face marked with the concerns of life, but there was a soft determination in her eyes. Emma, right? I saw the video, the woman began, her voice tentative but warm. You're the one who stood up to that guy. Emma looked up from the ground, meeting her gaze. There was something in the woman's eyes that made Emma pause, an earnestness that made her heart swell. I didn't think it would go viral, Emma replied, her voice quieter than she intended. But I don't regret what I said. The woman nodded, her voice steady now. Neither do I. What you did, it's changed things. I've been telling everyone about it. We need more of this. The woman's words felt like an awakening, a quiet yet firm realization that what happened wasn't just a one-time incident, but a spark of fire that was slowly gaining strength in the hearts of those around them. I'm just one person, Emma said, her voice soft but resolute. I didn't want to be the face of anything. But if it can help someone, if it can show that we don't have to be afraid to speak out, then maybe it was worth it. A slight breeze stirred the air, and Emma closed her eyes, letting the coolness wash over her. She thought back to her time in the military, when she had faced adversity in ways that no civilian could truly understand. The silent stares, the whispered judgments, the doubts, those were nothing compared to what she had encountered in those years. But this moment, this incident, it felt like it had given her a new sense of purpose. She remembered the days she had spent on the battlefield, where survival depended not just on strength, but on the ability to stand tall in the face of fear. It was about resilience, staying true to your values even when the world felt like it was crumbling around you. "I know what it's like to be silenced," Emma muttered, mostly to herself. "To feel like no one sees you. Like you're invisible, or worse, unworthy." But in that moment with him, I realized something. No one has the right to strip me of my voice. Not him, not anyone. Her reflection was interrupted by a young man walking toward her. He couldn't have been older than 25, with a nervous energy about him. He held a phone in his hand, its screen facing her. I wanted to thank you," he said, his voice shaking. "I saw what happened, and it was like a light went off in my head. I never realized how much prejudice I was carrying, until I saw you stand up for yourself like that." Emma's heart tightened at his words. She wanted to say something profound, something that would make everything feel okay, but instead, she simply nodded. "Thank you," the young man continued. "It made me think. I've been part of the problem, in ways I didn't even realize. I'm working on it. And I'm sorry." Emma looked at him, the sincerity in his eyes unmistakable. This was what mattered, the change, the growth. She smiled, a small but powerful gesture. "You're not the problem," Emma replied softly. "You're part of the solution. And it starts with realizing what's wrong and doing something about it." As the day wore on, more people came, each of them sharing their stories, their regrets, and their hopes. Emma listened, offering quiet words of encouragement, though she felt overwhelmed by the sudden attention. She never asked for it, but now it seemed inevitable. There was a shift in the air, a collective awareness that couldn't be ignored. Later that evening, Emma found herself alone again, sitting by the park's edge. The sun was setting, casting an amber glow over the trees, and for the first time in what felt like forever, she felt at peace. She was no longer just a soldier, a woman bearing the weight of her past. She was something more, a beacon of hope. A symbol of resilience. The video continued to spread, sparking conversations about racism, privilege, and the power of standing up against hate. Local initiatives sprang up in response, with people organizing workshops, discussion groups, and community gatherings. Emma's bravery had become a catalyst, and the park where she had been humiliated now stood as a symbol of collective action. Days later, Emma returned to the park again. The energy had changed. There was a warmth in the air, a sense of unity that she hadn't felt before. People greeted her with smiles, not as someone who had endured pain, but as someone who had inspired change. A little girl ran up to her, her hair bouncing with each step. She stopped in front of Emma, holding out a small bouquet of wildflowers. "Thank you for being brave," the girl said, her voice a mix of innocence and gratitude. Emma smiled, her heart swelling with emotion. She took the flowers gently from the girl's hands, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "You're welcome," Emma replied, her voice thick with emotion. "Thank you for believing in me." And in that moment, she realized that while her journey had begun with a painful confrontation, it had transformed into something far more powerful, an enduring legacy of strength, empowerment, and hope. A testament to the power of resilience in the face of adversity. As the girl skipped away, Emma looked around at the park, a place that had once symbolized division, now filled with the promise of a brighter future. She knew this was only the beginning. There was still work to be done. But for the first time, she felt confident that the road ahead would be one of healing, understanding, and collective action. She had made a difference. And now, it was time for everyone to join her.